We will ensure that teachers receive student debt reductions and motor vehicle concessions at levels that increase with their years of service in the teaching profession. We will ensure that teachers benefit from enhanced access to NHT loans and are given priority in housing allocations in NHT finance schemes. We will remove all taxes on laptops and tablets for students and teachers. And we will negotiate package deals to provide teachers with free internet service as a tool of their trade. That's right. Under the next PNP government, every operating theatre will be refurbished so that each patient instead of waiting years for their surgery. I mean, I've seen in my constituency people waiting for years for a hernia operation, suffering pain. It's a terrible thing, man. They will be able to have their procedures done quickly in well-equipped modern facilities. We will move from the cutting of ribbons today to the cutting of hernias tomorrow.
So yesterday was Mark Golding's budget presentation, and he laid out some great plans, even for our teachers that the Jamaican Labour Party have been benched for such a long time. Now, not even pay the government now and pay the teacher them. Them no want pay the nurses them. Them no want pay the police officers them. But them take 300% pay increase for themselves, even though them already rob the poor. Them already a scrape everything from out of the country. Plus, them a build up them rich friend and them rich family. And them now help the poorer class of people. You understand what I say? Now, teacher have to get up out of them bed every day. Go beat up them head, them brain, and our children. While the government ignore the fact that the teachers are doing a great job. They're doing such a great job. But because this government don't believe in education, they care zero about the teachers' frustration. Them not believe in education. And I know just now, this government don't believe in education. From way back when. Remember, this party that they call the Jamaican Labour Party were formed to destroy Jamaica. You understand? So all I want to know that, I want to get it in our head right now. And if you don't like the video yet, may I ask you please, like and share the video. Like and share the video because as you know, whenever Mark Golding put out these great ideas, the mainstream media don't put it up because them want Andrew Wallace to come around and steal Mark Golding ideas and make it look like a theme idea. So like and share the video, and if you're not subscribed yet, then subscribe right now and turn on the post notification bell. Bless up to my viewers and my subscribers them. I hope everybody having a blessed and a wonderful evening. Now my viewers and my subscribers, remember, in everything you do, always put God first. In any situation, just always remember to call upon God. Always remember to pray, because a prayer day keep the devil away. Now my viewers and my subscribers, we have a lot coming up inside this update, so you definitely don't want to miss none. So remember, leave a like on this video, give it a thumbs up, and watch the video until the end. Remember to subscribe. Alright, we soon forward.
Corruption remains a scourge on national development. The siphoning off of funds and depriving our people of resources for investments in better schools, hospitals, roads, and other infrastructure. It affects everybody in a very real way in their daily lives. Corruption diverts resources from intended purposes and therefore reduces such investments.
So welcome back to my viewers and my subscribers them. Big up to all of my viewers, big up to all of my subscribers them. We continually support the channel. Remember to like and share this video right now, people. If you don't like and share it yet. And remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. Alright? Now, people, Mark Golding budget presentation of the Labour right them worried. Even Cliff Hughes himself with him fake news we are campaigning for the Jamaican Labour Party worried. Him afraid. That man and his radio station care zero about Jamaica. Them not care if the country will mash up or not. But then again, why would he care when he not even pay tax? Remember, you know, Cliff Hughes owe over $1 billion in tax. And just the other day, the Prime Minister write off $10 million tax for Cliff Hughes. So now, I want to see why him a campaign for the Labour right them. Because them pay him big. Plus, him no want PNP win. Because if PNP ever win, that $1 billion in tax, he will have to pay. He will have to pay up. That's why him a campaign for the Labour right them.
We do not bulldoze the homes of vulnerable families like what took place at Clifton near Bernard Lodge. We do not evict long-standing occupiers of land with well-established homes built on them, as was attempted at Mount Pleasant near Luidas Vale. We would not take NHT funds to build houses costing between $29 and $38 million when there's such a dire shortage of affordable housing for young professionals and public sector workers. Mr. Speaker, with a focus on building houses that are affordable to the people, the next PNP administration will take a multi-pronged strategy to tackling the housing crisis. Our first strategy is a set of measures relating to the National Housing Trust. We will stop the annual extraction of the $11.4 billion from the NHT to fund the budget. Mr. Speaker, when this was originally conceived, it was written into the law as a 4-year fiscal measure in the hardest of times during a tough IMF program when our debt was spiraling out of control. It was never our intention that it would go beyond 2017. This government criticized it very trenchantly when they were in opposition. They even supported a lawsuit, which was ultimately unsuccessful, to challenge it. But then they turned around when they got into government and they have extended it for an additional 8 years since 2017, including once again in this budget for 2025-26. Mr. Speaker, we will end this annual extraction of resources from the NHT. And our plan is to recapitalize the NHT with lands to restore value for the $136.8 billion that has been taken from it to fund successive budgets over the last 12 years. We will also repurpose the NHT to have its focus on its core mandate of providing affordable houses to contributors. Using this recapitalization mechanism, we will exclude the cost of land from the price of houses built by the NHT over the next 5 years, passing through a reduction of between $2.5 and $3 million to contributors purchasing those homes. That is social and economic justice for the contributors whose institution has been depleted of resources to ease the final burden on the country. Teachers, nurses, police officers, and other public servants, young professionals, persons with disabilities, and indeed an individual contributing to the NHT will be able to afford their own home. Mr. Speaker, the People's National Party knows that public sector workers are hurting from the way in which the pay rationalization was done. So we have come up with 3 measures to show our appreciation for their service to the nation. Our second strategy is a special National Housing Trust package of benefits for public servants, young people, and low-wage earners. Firstly, public sector workers. They used to enjoy a preferred rate of interest on their NHT loans, but this government took it away. We will restore public sector workers access to a reduction in their NHT interest rates. Police, nurses, teachers, doctors, firefighters, indeed all public servants who are NHT borrowers will get back this benefit. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, we will give public sector workers a break when it comes to commencing their loan payments. Currently, when an NHT loan is disbursed, the borrower has to commence payments in the following month. We recognize that buying a home has a lot of other costs attached to it. We will therefore allow a public sector worker a 3-month moratorium period after disbursement of the loan before commencing any loan payments. And that will give them time to recover the expenses they've incurred, to buy some furniture, and to get their place ready to move in. And Mr. Speaker, we have one more goodie for our public sector workers. Currently, the debt service ratio, the DSR, required by the NHT is 33.3%. That means that the loan payments each month cannot exceed 33 1/3 of their gross salary. We are extending a preferred 40% debt service ratio to public sector workers for their NHT loans to allow them room to borrow a larger loan from the NHT to buy their home. Mr. Speaker, we recognize that often the hardest hurdle for young people in buying a home is the deposit. Well, young people, we have you in mind. The next PNP government will establish a special Young Owners Deposit Fund of $1 billion within the NHT. Using those NHT resources to enable young persons under 35 years of age to access $500,000 towards their deposit once they have been an NHT contributor for 2 years or more. They will be able to apply to the NHT and get their $500,000 deposit grant. Time come for young Jamaicans to own a home. And Mr. Speaker, we have to do something for the low-income borrowers from the fund, from the National Housing Trust. The cost of home insurance continues to increase. Last year alone, insurance for homes increased by 25%. And this is passed on to NHT borrowers as it's wrapped up in their monthly loan payments. So when you pay a loan, you pay for the principal, you pay for the accrued interest, and you pay for the insurance in the payment that you make. This is particularly hard on NHT borrowers at the lowest band who earn $30,000 or less per month. They also need a break. Mr. Speaker, the next PNP government will help these low-income NHT borrowers by absorbing the cost of the insurance on their homes. This means that their monthly payments will be lower and they will be able to afford a bigger mortgage loan. We are looking out for the low-income NHT borrowers. Mr. Speaker, many people Many people earn their living in the informal sector in Jamaica, and they are not able to produce a payslip to establish their income. Many other people have formal employment, but they end up paying rent because they cannot afford to save for the deposit to pay down on a house. We will roll out the NHT rent-to-own plan to address these two situations. Firstly, Mr. Speaker, a person earning in the informal economy who can't produce a payslip, but who wants to buy an NHT house, will be able to go into possession as a tenant, paying a monthly rent equivalent to a mortgage loan payment. That's right. And by establishing their ability to pay over a relatively short period of time, they will then be deemed eligible to access the mortgage loan from the NHT to buy the house. Having established proof of payment, they don't need to produce a payslip. Mr. Speaker, the other person who can't save enough for the deposit to buy a house will be able to rent an NHT house under the rent-to-own program, and a specified portion of the rent payments, and we're considering from 50 to 75%, will be accredited to the deposit.
This budget presentation is a shock to the Labour right them. It shocked them till them look confused and them feel uncomfortable over there on the other side. Them have to move up and down and I try to go on like say, yo, them comfortable, but they're very uncomfortable. Look at Flight Green. Look at Juliet Cockbrett. Look at the Heaver man, Andrew Wallace's face. Look at all of them over there on the Jamaican Labour Party side. How them just feel so uncomfortable because them never know say Mark Golding would present such an important budget to the people. Now, everybody and their mother love Mark Golding budget presentation. Julian Robinson as well. Budget presentation as well, people. But for some reason, the Labour right them find fault with Mark Golding budget presentation because them don't even know good. Them don't know what good for them from what bad for them. And I said this already, and I'll say it again. The government of Jamaica want to use motorists to fund his budget. Motorists, you know. Motorists to fund his budget. So what him do? Him raise up the cost of the ticket. Have police out there and give people unnecessary ticket. Even a man will pass on the highway and the piss on the roadside, they stop and give that person ticket. Just to show you. You can't give a piece of roadside again. You have to hold it until you get your yard because most of these public bathrooms not working. So this is what the people them vote for. And this is what they are comfortable with. Labour right to be exact. But people, let me show you what the Labour station Wasteman Wide had to say about Mark Golding budget presentation, and then we come back and show you what the young people are saying and why they have to vote for Mark Golding this coming election. All right, check this out.
I recall Monday, just this Monday, I attended the inaugural media briefing of the Fiscal Commissioner, and I sat down with him and had a discussion because it was followed immediately after Julian Robinson's presentation. And I note an issue with how we go about these budget debates, that the government of Jamaica has to outline its plans and priorities on the basis of that yellow book just over there from me, the budget, the estimates of expenditure. They're essentially shackled to that document. Mm-hmm. And the plans that they put forward, as outlined by the Fiscal Commission, which he says is a credible plan, is limited to what is in that document. Mm-hmm. The opposition, however, is not so bound. So I always find that to be a significant weakness in how we go about these budget debates, because when you can essentially stand up and say to anybody in Jamaica that, well, we'll just get rid of any debt, we'll fix every road, and then there's nothing attached to it to say, and it will come from this amount of funding, it presents a problem in terms of how we escalate promises in the country. I thought it was something we were moving away from, but the last two budget presentations, being from Julian Robinson and Mr. Golding, it worries me that we're going back down that path of grandiose promises without any attached substance to say, well, this will be the cost to the budget, this is where we plan to find that funding, etc., etc. And it goes further when you make promises such as the removal of that $11 billion from the NHT, which has happened now for 15 years or so, going back to two administrations, in order to fund aspects of the budget. It worries me when you're saying that, well, we're going to stop that,
yes.
and then we're still going to be able to expand these programs, we're still going to be able to add this, we're still going to be able to provide this, but how? How do you intend to do that?
Gentlemen, I'm prepared to give Mr. Golding a bit more credit than you two.
More credit and
Yes.
slack.
More credit. And I'll tell you why. I have heard leaders of the opposition in the past participate in the budget debate. And I have never found that a leader of the opposition has ever been constrained to debate just the budget before them. They've often used the occasion to elaborate on several multiple national issues. I thought Mr. Golding started that process this afternoon. And I said it yesterday that I thought this would be one of the, if not the largest stage that he has the attention of the Jamaican people. And I thought what I heard from him over just about 3.5 hours, thereabout, was the outline, the sketch of where he wants to go. Now, I heard you two about the price tag. Yes, that is important. And it must come. And the Jamaican people must hold him to the explanation of what it's going to cost. But in an environment where we have not had, certainly in this very detailed way, ideas, any ideas at all, that we could latch on to and say a national debate can now properly be had between where the Wholeness government wants to go, which I think we are very clear on, and where a Mark Golding as Prime Minister of Jamaica would go. I think we now have that debate set up squarely and properly. It is for the Jamaican people now to determine whether what they heard rang credible, whether, as you both say, Mr. Golding has a duty to produce the numbers. For example, the $11 billion shortfall, how is he going to plug that while promising a host of things? Some might say some of these promises might add up to the billions, perhaps even $1 trillion. Hold on, let me make the point, Cliff. I am prepared to give him credit for starting to outline it.
But
as a
Ricardo,
voter, hold on,
Ricardo.
let me finish the point. As a voter, I now have a square debate in front of me to assess.
You don't.
I do.
Let me tell you why you don't.
No, I am the voter.
You
hold
don't
on.
have a square debate in front of you.
Can I be protected, Bruce?
No.
No, let me finish
No.
the point. I have not finished. I have
You're-
not
you're-
finished the
it's
point.
a very long run-up.
And allow me. Allow me. I have a debate that I can now squarely judge between Wholeness, Williams, Golding, Robinson. The price tag missing does not disqualify that. It does not.
You don't have
Go
a
ahead.
debate. You have the outline of a sketch. And there's nothing...
Ideas. Yes, ideas.
There's nothing to have stopped Mr. Golding. The alternative for Prime Minister of Jamaica,
Yes.
this close to an election, to use another 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 hours to do just as you said, a range of issues
Yes.
that has the optional leader
Right.
he could have dealt with. For
Yes.
example, I thought he was very strong on the issue of the constitutional
Yes.
reform
Yes.
process. He was very strong
Governance.
on the legal governance
Yes.
issues. And you could see that. And you got meat from him.
Yes.
He made a convincing argument.
Yes.
Whether you agree with him at the end of the day, but he was most engaging.
Right.
Yeah?
And you'd accept, Cliff, that those aspects of his presentations were the ones that were actually had details attached to them.
Yes.
Right. And so
hold on, Ricardo.
no, because I have to come in on this point.
No, you have
Because-
allowed me to respond to you.
This makes
You
the
have
point,
not
Siobhan.
allowed me to respond to you.
Go for it.
Yes?
Go for it.
It is the budget debate.
Yeah, but we've never
It
been
is
confined.
don't tell me that we have never been confined.
We have not. The
No.
opposition leaders in the
No.
past have never been confined.
No.
And
No.
never.
That's not true.
Mr. Holness used
That's
to
not- let me
use
tell
the
you.
budget debate to devastating effect.
Let me
when
tell
he
you.
was opposition leader, and it was not only about
Let
the
me-
yellow book before him.
Mr.
It was
Brooks.
not only about
Mr.
that.
Brooks.
Mr. Hughes.
Let me tell you,
Yes.
this is 2025.
I do not disagree with that.
This
I
is
do
not-
not disagree
let me finish.
with the fact that
Let me
details
finish.
are required.
Let me finish.
I am saying you
Mr.
have
Hold on,
the
Ricardo.
sketch.
Hold on. Mr.
Yes.
Mr. Golding could have gotten away with this afternoon. In 1990, 2000, 2010, 2015. You can't get away with it now.
And nobody is proposing that you should get away with anything.
Let me finish. Because we have come a long way as a democracy, as a political economy,
Yes.
as a public.
Yes.
That is why yesterday we had the Fiscal Commission,
Yes.
the commissioner,
Yes.
having its first inaugural media briefing
To say the budget
to
was
say
credible.
to the Jamaican
Yes.
people that the budget was X or Y.
Yes.
And that is because we have had presentations, too many, like this that we had this afternoon, sounding good, but they remain just ideas.
And I'm saying to you,
Because when you
Clifton
do
Hughes,
that, when you do that, Ricardo Brooks,
Yes.
yeah, you are led to a situation where we get pie in the sky.
and I'm saying to you, it is for now the intelligent voter like Bugs, like Dana, like Siobhan, to sit down and say, I needed more, and to demand more from Mr. Golding. I do not think any of what you both have said disqualifies what I have said, which is that...
So you agree with us?
No, you just haven't disqualified me. He has started...
I'm not seeking to
He
disqualify
has
you.
started a debate and running up to whether it be June, July, August, or September. It is for the Jamaican people, the 1.odd million who now occupy the voters list, to be the judges. Who wins
And that's
this
not what we are
debate?
here- we're not-
It's 15 minutes after 6. I have to take a break.
No.
I have to take a break.
No.
Books,
That's
take a
not what
break.
we are here for.
I have to take a break.
We are here to do critical
I have
analysis.
to take a break.
We are here to do critical analysis.
are we taking the break? Are we not? 15
And
minutes
Mr.
after 6?
Mr.
Doesn't
Golding
pay his
came
paycheck,
with
though.
several proposals. We don't know how good they are because there's one critical missing element. Yes?
He has yet to- he has yet to refute my point, you know.
What is this going to cost us? This is a budget debate.
We have to take a break.
This is not a
I
this is
have
not
a
a
challenge.
high school
Are we taking
debate.
the break
I have a
or not?
challenge to
Are we
Mr.
taking the break or
Brooks.
not?
Let him take the break.
Let's take the break.
My officer caps off for Ricardo from Nationwide. Are you alone, Missy, over Nationwide, where have knowledge and understanding? The rest of them have nothing named wisdom, knowledge, nor understanding. They're so deep into corruption that they can't even speak the truth on air. Now, Siobhan and Big Mama, a.k.a. Mumalashi, a.k.a. Big Frogmouth, Cliff Hughes, Ono is a national disgrace to this country. Ono is a national disgrace to journalism. Ono need to put in our barrel and roll on the road, straight into the sea, under the bottom of the sea, because Ono is a national disgrace over there at Nationwide. How can you discredit Mark Golding budget, but you can't discredit the little fool budget when Mr. Flavor Williams put out? What is inside of Flavor Williams' budget for poor people? Tell me. You see, Ono, and who no make the country can come no better, and who no help to mash up the country nationwide? Ono is a national disgrace to this country. But me not even waste my breath pound. People, I want you to check out what this young lady had to say and why she go vote for Mark Golden. Alright? Remember to leave a like on this video and subscribe.
I am not a political commentator, and I always try my best to avoid political conversations solely because people get so passionate about it. I have never voted. Election coming would be my third election. I have never voted, and I have never wanted to vote because to me, I just want to stay away from politics altogether. But just watch the video where Mark Golden was talking about his plans for NHT, and I can commend you, sir, that you have won my vote. As a young professional, it is so difficult to own a house in Jamaica, and it's literally no joke. And people would say, oh, you have to work a couple years first, or you have to do this, and whatever the case is. It should not be a case where you have to work, we have to wait until you're like 40 and 45 before you can own a home, when most of we are pay rent, we could have literally pay mortgage. And the reason I believe that these policies are not empty promises like we usually see, well, I'm hoping it's not an empty promise, but it is time bound, and it is actually something that can be done without costing the Jamaican government or the Jamaican people. Because that $500,000 to help you with securing the deposit for the house, it's not like you just get $500,000 in your hand. More than likely, it's going to go back on the price of the house, and you'd have to pay it back. So it's not like say it is free money where them have to go come up with some other source of income to compensate for that freeness what them a give. It's not free, it's just a different way of restructuring so you can actually afford a deposit to secure the house. What me been annoyed with from longer time is why NHT houses are cost upwards of $30 million, and them literally only lending you $7 million towards the house. Like, that just does not make any sense. Either coming like if you never have some money long time, or put aside, or you not do some business, or if you never rich, or whatever the case is, then you're not gonna have the chance of getting one of the NHT houses. And next thing when I realize too, I don't know if other people have been paying attention to certain things, but some of the things them were a fun with national budget. Me understand that we have to do it because we don't have no choice, but it should be a case where them things they're not supposed to have fund national budget. Them things they're not supposed to be considered as an income driver for the country. Like the NHT, right? The minute you start to look at NHT as an income driver for the country, for fund the national budget year after year after year, then the agency are going to just lose its purpose. Because, so now, instead of building affordable housing so that regular people can get, the mindset is now at how can we generate more income for the NHT itself. And that is where you go see them make the expensive house them so that them can sell and make more money off it. And next thing when we see I use as an income driver for the country right now is traffic ticket offenses. Like, come on, that thing increase year after year after year, and this year it got more severe because now they want to meet a threshold in the amount of ticket offenses that they bring in. And while I understand that it is one of the ways that we can get like income for the country or whatever the case, it shouldn't be something that we are looking on a long term, or something that we are looking for increase or for put more pressure and to get more income for the country. Like, that not sustainable, and it go just frustrate people. What I really want to see happen is for Jamaica to start do more exports as it relates to like agriculture, and also more manufacturing plants and that type of stuff. we really need to move away from the mindset of using taxes to to fund the country. That I could just frustrate people. And I really hope say whoever the next government is, whether it is PNP or GLP, that they actually implement some of these policies and just make life better. That's it. Peace out. Nobody running in the comment section. I take one bag of offense because I know who no love no PLP and I know who no love no GLP, but this is just my view, and I feel like a lot of people have similar views as me as well.